want to just walk you through this document here, which you guys have, but just to kind of walk through creating a counterclaim. So at this point, you've outlined basically your 2 of your 3 body paragraphs. 2 body paragraphs that are supporting your claim. Now, a really strong argument is not only going to support your claim, but it's also going to provide a counterclaim to acknowledge the other side. So for this, we're going to acknowledge the other side of our argument. And we're going to do that in our 3rd body paragraph. So the outline for that will be a little bit different. And the way we are going to construct that claim, that counterclaim, is going to be different as well. So I wanted to walk you guys through that. Okay, so a reminder, what's a counterclaim? A statement that goes against the writer's other claim. It's going to show the other side of the argument. You recognizing that is going to show that you are not just completely one-sided. You've listened to the other side, you've researched the other side, and this is still the claim that you've come to. Okay, so this is going to strengthen your argument. So this is actually very simple. Okay, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to state basically the opposite claim, or you're going to acknowledge the opposite claim. So if your essay is claiming we should return to in-person instruction, then your counterclaim begins. Some people argue that El Segundo High School should not return to in-person instruction. That's the opposite of what my claim was. In the outline that you have here, this is what you're starting with, right? So that first part, some people argue that we should not, should not. That's what I would see in here. Oh, it's not letting me. Hold on. There. Okay. If it's the flip, right, then yours would be, some people argue that El Segundo should. So if your claim, your original claim, says that we should return to school, then the beginning of your counterclaim should be that we should not. And you're saying some people are saying this. Okay? You have to complete that counterclaim with a because, just like you did in your central claim. Okay? So either you're going to use this or you're going to use this. So I've given you both of those. So that first box there, you can take directly from here. It should look like either that sentence or that sentence, depending on what your original claim is. Now we're going to complete the counterclaim by adding a because, just like in our central claim. We have to be more specific. So some people that argue that El Segundo High School should or should not return to in-person instruction because. Okay, so for example, going with the example of that the counterclaim being some people believe we should return to in-person instruction, right? We have a because. And this one is because coronavirus in children is not fatal. This would not necessarily be something I agree with. This is acknowledging the other side. Go along with this. Okay, so in your second box there, you're completing this sentence. All right. Some people argue that we should return to in-person instruction because coronavirus in children is not fatal. This should be very easy to find. You have a whole bunch of evidence for the other side. You're just pinpointing something from that other side of the argument, but specifically you want to pick something that you can disprove, that you can kind of give evidence to refute it, right? And then what we need, you need a rebuttal. So your first sentence is going to acknowledge the other side. That would be this here. Some people argue, and your because. You follow that with a rebuttal statement. This is going to be the supporting claim for that body paragraph that will directly oppose the counterclaim. Does that make sense? Right? Here's the counterclaim. This is what the other side would say. I need to disprove that. That's why it's going to start with however or on the contrary, right? So, however, studies have shown that children can be asymptomatic carriers infecting at-risk family members. This would be a direct rebuttal to that counterclaim. So some people are saying that coronavirus isn't going to kill children. That's their rationale. And I'm saying, however, studies have shown that children can be asymptomatic carriers infecting at-risk family members. That's something I'm going to be able to support with evidence. That's why it's very important that you choose a counterclaim that you already have evidence to dispute. So it's going to be important that you choose the right counterclaim. Because if you choose a counterclaim that you don't actually have evidence to disprove, it's not going to work. Okay? So then you're going to go back to that. Oh, it's not really called a pro con chart with evidence. That you've been getting for your evidence for your outline. You're going to go back to that. You're going to use it again to disprove the counterclaim. And that evidence I want in the same form as you did with the outline, right? Who's speaking? Who are they? Right? According to blank, from blank, quote, with citation. Okay, so you can go back to that, look back at your outline number 1 to kind of see how that format should go, but that should be the format here. Okay, that is the breakdown of your counterclaim paragraph. Okay, you have this whole document on Schoology, and you have this document to complete. So you're filling in these boxes, stating your counterclaim. I've broken that into 2 parts, right? This one is pretty much written for you. You're just choosing the correct side. Complete that counterclaim with a because. That would be an argument for the other side. You're going to refute that statement with a claim. However, something. However, the truth is, this is actually true. And then you're going to give me 2 pieces of evidence that would support this claim, your claim. You don't want to give me a whole paragraph that supports the other side of the argument. You want a paragraph that is acknowledging what the other side's argument is and refuting it, making sure that your reader is clear that that argument from the other side is not valid. Okay, so you're working on that today. You'll have a couple of questions at the end just to verify that you went through the video. And that's just your 5 points for that part. And then this counterclaim here, this document needs to be turned in today. Okay. If you've got questions, the Zoom is open the full period, and I can help walk you through it.